Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to film my whip of the week this week. Now if you've just stumbled across my channel, whip of the week is just a diamond painting or a colouring page or some sort of art project. It all revolves around art. And I have a chat and I update with what's going on. So currently I have this page and I've only got, it looks so washed out on camera, I've just got the jewellery detail and the jewellery in there to finish. So I have pulled out my Caran d'Ache Aqua Museum pencils, which I've not used for a long time. I keep them in this pencil case with the Astra pastel pencils and the ones that won't fit in. So I do need to double check my swatch chart because I've not used these pencils in a while, like I said. So I do need to, and this, please don't judge me, I need to do a new one. But I did this about 2 years ago now and it took me weeks to complete. So I don't want to do it again, but ideally I would like all of my swatches in a A4 file format, just easy to pick out, opposed to really tiny like this, and it is sort of falling apart. Right, so that's my ink tents. Pokemon stickers, because a 34-year-old needs Pokemon stickers, and that's not the only packet that I've got to admit. Yeah, so they're here, so we've got them here and here. I've got to be honest, they're not my favourite watercolour pencils. I prefer the Albert Duras over these, but they are expensive and I'm not willing to part with them just yet. I did have a bit of a purge. How many months ago was that now that I got rid of all them books? Got rid of loads and loads of books, but I've not done it with my supplies yet. When it comes to the move, then I'm going to be looking through all of my old things and sorting them out. I'll decide then what I'm keeping and what I'm selling. Funnily enough, I had the movers out yesterday to give us a quote. £650 plus VAT. So it's going to be £750 altogether. But we've got somebody else coming out tonight, 7 o'clock tonight, to give us another quote, because we're not going with just the first people that we've seen. It is daytime, but it's a bit dull. And I brought me a blind at the back, so it is what it is. I'm liking the shade olive yellow, which is right there. Olive yellow, and then for the shadow in dark olive, that'll do the trick with a couple of these that I want. So let me just find light, dark olive. There we go. Some of these pencils haven't been even sharpened. I've just sharpened them for swatching and then I've not sharpened them again, but I think partly that is because of the price of them. I didn't want to sharpen them, but that's just being silly. If I'm not going to use them, what's the point in having them? Let's get these sharpened. Yeah, so like I said, we had some movers out, excuse you Rolo, yesterday. Everything's done now, everything is done. We're just waiting on the darn solicitors. Everybody's done what they need to do to get this move all done and dusted, and we've requested, look at that background, we have requested that it happens during the summer holidays. We'd love for it to happen during the summer holidays, purely because Isabel will go to my mother-in-law's for the full day, so she'll be dropped off at like 9 o'clock in the morning. God help her. God help Isabel, not a mother-in-law. But Lewis has to go with them because Lyndon, my mother-in-law, she can't lift her. She can't do any sort of lifting, but she can look after her, she can feed her, she can play with her, she can read to her, etc, etc. So we thought that's probably better, because she can stop there for, we'll give her a breakfast at home, and then she can stop for dinner, and then she can stop for tea. She can stop round there up until like 6-7 o'clock, then we could go and get her, and then hopefully by that time, oh, I've not got a cloth, we've moved everything in the house and sorted her room out. Because the main issue that I'm just thinking, because this house that we're in now, she's only ever knew this house, so I wanted to set a bedroom up all ready, so as soon as she comes through the door, a bedroom's all set up. So as you walk through the front door, you turn right to the main living area, like living area, dining, and then a conservatory, or you turn straight left to Isabel's room, which her room used to be a garage, and they converted it to a study slash work area, so it's a big size bedroom for her. I can't wait, almost to her lift. I keep harping on, and I bet you're sick of hearing it, but I can't wait. I can't wait for it to show everyone as well, because it's a beautiful house. I've got to be honest, the area isn't as nice as where we live now. I obviously won't say on camera where it is, but it's where we live now. I'm right near a farmer's field, and you can hear the horses and the birds, and it is nice around here, but it's just not suitable, the house, anymore. But where we are moving to, there's a local, it's like a nature reserve sort of thing. So there's a little kiddies park there. There is actually a roundabout that's made for wheelchairs. Woo! She likes that. We took her at the weekend. We took her at the weekend and drove past the new house to show her, because she'd not seen it before. And then we took her to that park. But as you walk out of the park and you walk into like a nature reserve, I'll have to, when we're in the house and I'm doing vlogs and stuff like that, I'll show you. But it just, there's trees and stuff, and it's got like a canopy and you walk in, and you don't really think that it's much, but it's humongous. It is huge when you're walking around there, and it's gorgeous inside there. Absolutely gorgeous. I love nature walks and stuff. Ever since putting weight on, I dread it a little bit more, because I do struggle because of my knees, but I'm hoping to lose a little bit of weight, especially more exercise. So yeah, that walk and that nature reserve is like 20 minutes walk from the house, so that'll be really, really nice. The local, well, it's not actually local to where we are now, but it's like a health centre sort of thing, where I go for a lot of appointments for myself, for all the issues that I've spoken about in the past, and I was having to get a bus there, then walk. That's really local to the new house. We can do physio there for Isabel's appointments, so that's even closer than where we're going now in this house, which is brilliant. There is like a retail park, so you've got all the supermarkets. Let me think. There's Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco's a bit further down. You've got Morrison's, which is quite a way walk, but it is doable. You've got all your normal shops like Next and B&M and Pound Stretcher, and sports shops, clothes shops, TK Maxx's, M&S, what else is there, Range, B&M, I don't know if I said that, Home Bargains, Aldi, Iceland. There's like a little pub as well that you can buy like cheap teas and dinners and stuff, so we could walk there in the summer. All in all, I cannot wait. Is that going to stand up? Probably not. I cannot wait to bloody move out of this house, mainly because of the stair lift. But if you've watched even just probably one of my videos, you've probably heard me whinging about the neighbours. Now they've got, I don't know if it's still 5 or 4 chihuahuas. I think one of them died, but if you know chihuahuas, they are a little bit yappy dogs. I mean, I've got a chihuahua. She yaps when the door goes, but then I tell her to be quiet, and she does eventually. She does as she's told. But next door, they just let the dogs out all day. Yap, 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 yap. And as soon as they come out, whoops. As soon as they come out, I can't record. And it's not just that. You can't have the back door open. You can't have the windows open. So I did try the nice approach of, you know, please can you keep the noise down? My daughter's bedroom is right there where your dogs are. I appreciate that they need to go out to go to the toilet and get out and fresh air, blah blah blah. Yeah. Well, it didn't last 2 minutes, that. Didn't last 2 minutes. And then one night, I think it was during COVID. So I particularly wasn't in a great mood because we was all stuck in the house as well. But they'd had people over when they weren't meant to. This is my next door neighbours here, and they was having a party in the back garden. And I was sat here at this desk with the door open because it was a warm night. And I think it was gone. It was gone 12 o'clock at night, and they were still out there. It was a bunch of women and the woman from next door. and I could hear her with the dogs going shh, shh, not like telling them off like properly, shut up, or taking them in. They're still yapping, and then her and her girlfriends are bloody laughing their heads off, and I just ended up swinging open the door even more and said, can you shut up, it's 12 o'clock at night and my daughter's in bed. And they just looked at me, put their heads down, and they all went in. And it went quiet after that. After that initial, you know, me having a go at them, it did work for a couple of weeks, and then it just started again. And I thought, you know what, breathe, and there's no point me having a face on me, because, you know, they're not going to stop her there. So I just try my best to ignore it now and film around the times that I know that they're not going to be in, so the dogs won't be in. So yeah, that is my little rant over to do with the neighbours. They're officially peeing me off. I'm not going to do all these this green colour. I'm going to dot some other colours in, I think. My son has officially finished high school as well. Lewis, he's finished. He went to Blackpool yesterday to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. He went to the fair, and it was the first time that he'd got a train by himself. It's the first time that he paid for tickets with his own bank card. He did it all by himself, didn't need any help. Got there, checked the times, got back in one piece. I'm really proud of him. Really proud of him, because he doesn't really go out much. He's a total opposite of me when I was his age. I was really social. My parents hardly ever saw me I was out that much. But yeah, he's the opposite. But he keeps telling me that's just kids nowadays, mum. He's stopping and playing with computer and read my books. So if that's what he wants to do, you know, I can't force him to go out. But still, I do think he's going to change when he starts at college. I think it'll bring him out his shell a little bit. If you do see me jumping at any point and the dog barking, I am expecting a package. It's any time between 1 and 3, and we're now 11 minutes past 1. So yeah, it could be any time. So if you hear my hand go like that, that's because the door's gone and then the dog's made me jump, because that's what happens, especially when I'm filming. But I've been doing a few on and off clips of the diamond painting that I'm currently working on. For quite a long video that well, it's not going to be a long video, it's a long process for me to film. That's probably the best way of me explaining it. I'll just get a drink. Danny bought me some Lucozade because we're not sleeping still. Yes. So we went to that forest that I was just talking about on Saturday. Saturday it was. We went up there. We must have been out the house about 2.5 to 3 hours. You know, we just took our time walking around there and taking her on the park. And we went to McDonald's beforehand and got her a little Happy Meal for a tea. And I thought, oh, she'll like sitting at the park having sort of a picnic and eating this. And she was barely eating it. She was just picking at it. And I thought, that's not like her. Isabel loves McDonald's. It's her favourite food in the whole wide world, and she has it once a week, usually a Friday or a Saturday, as, you know, like a weekend treat sort of thing. And she was picking at it, which we thought was a bit weird. And then that night, within an hour of coming home, she'd started sniffling and coughing and rubbing her eyes. So we was convinced that it was hay fever, and we was blaming ourselves, saying we shouldn't have took her there, you know, the forest and plants everywhere. It's our fault, blah de blah. We give her the medicine for, like an antihistamine medicine, but for kids, one prescribed to her by the doctor, so it's a pretty strong one. Didn't seem to help. So it was Sunday by this point, yeah. So Saturday night we had a bad night with her, and then come Sunday it started to change a little bit. The sniffles stopped, and then she started coughing, and this cough was like a raspy cough. You can hear how painful, because she wasn't just coughing like she would cough and then make this horrible wincing sound like oh, like she was in pain. Now, because she doesn't speak, it's really difficult to understand what's wrong with her. And I say this to everyone, looking after that little girl is like a guessing game 3/4 of the time, because you don't know what she wants and what she needs. You just really have to guess and hope that you get it right on the first or 100th go. So yeah, she starts getting worse. So she didn't go to school Monday. Tuesday she's getting worse, and I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. My friend went and picked some antibiotics up for her. I'd run the doctors. They prescribed antibiotics because we thought it was the same illness. She always gets chest infections because of the drooling, which is to do with the cerebral palsy. It always comes back to the cerebral palsy. I'm just going to switch colours while I keep chatting. Yes, it always comes back to the cerebral palsy with her. But the cough didn't seem to be getting any better. So Wednesday, I mean at this point we'd not slept in nearly a week because she was sleeping really bad before that. What colour should I go with? I'm going to go with like mustardy colours. Yeah, she's always been a bit of a crappy sleeper, but this was getting beyond a joke now. Golden yellow and yellow ochre. I mean, she was waking up, we was putting her to bed, we was trying to put her to bed earlier to see if that would do any better, and then she'd go to sleep straight away, and then she'd be up anywhere between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning for the rest of the night, and then for the rest of the day she wouldn't sleep. And we've tried putting her to bed later, like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Still doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference with that kid. But she's finally on the mend now. Obviously she's in school. I'm managing to film. I could have sent her in yesterday. We're Thursday today, so I could have sent her in yesterday. I kept her off just to be 100% safe that she would be okay going to school, because she is still on the antibiotics, you know. She's still got a bit of a raspy cough, but she's fine in herself. She's not contagious. She was eating and drinking at the start of the week. She was refusing. So yeah, she was eating and drinking yesterday. So I sent her in today. I even took her to the lake yesterday, and oh my god, these cute little frogs. And I mean, I'll try and get the picture. I've got the picture on my phone. It's easier doing this. So it's easier me doing this than trying to actually show you and transfer it all over. But look at the size. It was tiny, teeny tiny. Let me just turn this light off. Look at the size of it. And it was, you can see there's a little bit of gravel in my hand. It was stuck in a puddle of mud. So I used my finger, both fingers, and popped it up. I have got a video, because I showed Isabel and she weren't too keen. The baby frog. Look how tiny it is. Oh! You can see her inside how happy I was. It's so cute. Let me do it again. It's a baby frog. No. It's a baby frog. Look how tiny it is. Anyway, there was loads of them as we were walking around the lake yesterday. Like I said, I did end up keeping her off school yesterday just to be safe. So I took her to the local lake. She loves the walk. I made sure I give her the allergy medicine before we set off. Have I done that one there? I've not, have I? Yeah, and she was alright, she was fine. But there were loads of baby frogs as you were walking around the path. I mean, I wouldn't like to think how many dogs have stepped on them. But they were teeny tiny. They were like the size of that lid. They were tiny. I said to my husband when I got home, I said, would you have told me off if I brought one home to look after it? He said, yes, Debbie, you would have been told to walk back down there and go and take it back. I did. I really wanted to keep one. They were so cute. I made sure I put hand sanitizer on my hand straight after. I've got one attached to Isabel's bag at all times. But yeah, it was just dead cute, and there were swans as well. I'll show you them pictures. Both the mother and the father swans were there, and they were being very protective. I'll show you a couple of pictures. But it was very cloudy yesterday. But it was a lovely walk. It was muggy. Like, here she is with dogs. She loves dogs. You see how cloudy it is? That's what I shared on Instagram. They were only tiny, because it's alive, you can see it moving. 5 of them. Are they called siglets? I'm not quite sure. Oh, here we go. There's a couple of Isabel as well. Some good ones, some not so good ones. She didn't have a harness on there, so she's struggling sitting up, but I don't always like putting it on her. Oh! I'm going cheese, trying to get a picture of her. As we got into the lake. There we go. Little face. Little face. And that's the very last one. Well, love. So she enjoyed that yesterday. She did. I did as well. We was out for about an hour and a half. I might have to pause this video because I can hear dogs. Yeah, we was out for about an hour and a half, and I did think, oh well, maybe because it was due to rain. And I've just heard the post. 1 minute. It was a good job I pressed pause for that. There was a normal postman with letters, and this uni paint pen. It's an oil based one, so I want to try that out. And then I come back in the front room and door knocks again. It was a different package that I wasn't expecting until next week, so that's good. So I'll open that up in a little bit and have a little nosy at it. Just get these done. I don't think I'm going to go over the top with any pencil on these. This page actually was a WIP for, well, I don't even know how long, I've got to be honest. I was flipping through this book for pick another page out to colour, and the background, well, it's probably easy for me to say the owl wasn't done, and all these pieces I'm doing now. Apart from that, everything was done. I have no idea. I have no idea why I didn't come back and finish this one. Actually, these jewellery, I'm going to use... I will use the Winsor & Newton gold ink for them in a bit. All these bits of jewellery. The other bits can be these pencils. Ooh, I'm pleasantly surprised. I got, I'll tell you what it is, a diamond painting. It's diamond painting. I'm not going to be able to start it though for a while. I've got one big one on the go. I've got one medium one on the go that I'm doing recordings for, so they need to be finished. I was asked recently by Colour in Heaven to work with them, which I'm uber proud of myself, but really scared, because it's not like me just sitting here doing a video for my channel. It's for them, and I'll send it over to them and they will edit it, and they'll edit it however they want to. So I have to make sure that my lighting's good. I've got silence in the background. I've bought a pure white mouse mat which has arrived, and I need to test it first before I decide what I think about it, but at the moment I don't know if it's white enough. I'll go over some of these lines as well actually. But it might be alright just for the first one, and then when I get a chance, because I need to go to a hobbycraft or a range, and I'm not going to be able to this weekend. I'll tell you why in a minute. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I mean, they've offered to pay me for me doing these videos for them, whether it be a tutorial, which that's what the first video is going to be, some speed colourings, which I'm more than happy to do because I can do that in my own leisure and have music on or a film on in the background, and they will do all the editing. So yeah, I'm so proud of myself that they've asked me to do it, and I was like gobsmacked to real me. Why do you want me to do it? Why do you want me to do it? So yeah, I'm really happy about that. So I'm hoping to get that started. I need to do something else for it tonight without saying too much, and then I'll be able to start the recording process for it tomorrow. The reason, back to that down paste, the reason that I got that, I really wanted it, and it was on a really good discount, and I got paid my YouTube pennies. So thank you for everyone for watching. Any of the adverts that come up on my channel, I don't pick the adverts. In all honesty, I can't be bothered going through and going an advert there, an advert there, an advert there. I just leave it to YouTube to pick that sort of stuff for me. They do it. So yeah, so thank you for anybody that watches, like I said, because 9 times out of 10 the money always goes back into the channel. It's something always to do with the channel, whether it's equipment or to do with colouring, to do with painting, to do with diamond painting, anything to do with the channel, it goes back into the channel. I think there was one time that I spent some of the money and I bought Isabel a backpack for school, like a dinosaur backpack, but I'm sure you guys don't mind that. I'm sure you don't mind that at all. So the weekend, like I said, we are Thursday night, and all I've done, I have to get a drink in a minute, all I've done this morning is film and a bit of self-care. Yeah, so I filmed a video this morning which is currently uploading, and then I filmed part of a diamond painting one, which, like I said, that's going to take me a while to actually finish recording it. And then I'm recording this now. I've had my dinner, I watched a bit of Mr. Bean. If you know what Mr. Bean is, oh my gosh, it's so funny. There's a new programme of Man vs Bee. I did try and put it on straight after, but I don't think it's as funny as Mr. Bean, the traditional, like the old one. So tomorrow I've got an assessment. Actually, I've got somebody coming round to my house. So I need to tell you the story behind it first. So we had the team review meeting at Isabel's school, and they mentioned about us getting help, and I was along the lines of, I'm happy with the what's going on at the minute, because I'm getting my break while she's at school and doing what I've got time to do what I need to do, because I'm treating this like a job now. I'm earning money from it. I'm earning money hopefully from doing the things with Colour in Heaven. I've got other things that I do on a daily, like normal housework. I'm sure I don't need to go into detail. I've got 2 kids to look after, a husband to look after, a dog to look after, and a house. But I do treat this as a job now. But I forgot why I was telling you that now. I'm losing my train of thought. So I think I was saying I'm going to use this Winsor & Newton ink now. So yeah, I've done all that this morning. I'm hoping it's, like I said, it's 1:30 now by the time that I've finished filming this and edited it. I did my nails this morning, I did my fake tan this morning, so I need to jump into the shower before Isabella gets home. And then tomorrow, that's why I was telling you, because that assessment, they mentioned at school, I need to really fan on it. That should do the trick. I've got glitter all over it. They were mentioning at school about extra help, and both me and my husband have sort of said, I mean, I'm happy in the daytimes, but we've got no one to look after in the evening. We can't leave her with my mother-in-law on her own. We just can't. He always has to be Lewis in the house, and he's getting to that age now where he is going to start going out, so we need somebody to rely on, even if it's just nipping to the pictures for a couple of hours in the daytime. Me and my husband need it for our marriage. We've not had any time on our own. We've not been away together, even just for one night, for 5.5 years now, and it's really starting to affect us. It's really starting to affect, not necessarily our relationship, but it does worry me that 1, 2, 3, 10 years down the line, things are going to get difficult, shall I say. So we need to start thinking about things now. And they mentioned it at school about getting extra help, and they was telling us about it, and you can get something called direct payments over here, where they'll give you money towards paying somebody basically to help look after whoever it is that you need to look after. So I'd run them up, and they asked me the reason why do I want help with Isabel, and I said for sanity reasons for both me and my husband. And I was honest, and I just said all the reasons that I just said to you then, that, you know, we need time on our own. We feel like our relationship is sometimes getting a bit strained, because you know yourself, when you've got a kid and things are stressful, and put on top of it that they've got all these additional needs. I mean, she's got some very complex needs. So you find yourself not only arguing over silly things because you're so tired and frustrated, but I don't need to go into too much detail anyway, but you can probably understand where I'm coming from. And you see how sparkly that is. Anyway, I said this to a woman on phone. She said, oh no, Mrs. Walker, it can't be for you or your husband. It needs to be beneficial for Isabel. She said, have you checked our online? And before she even finished a sentence, I said to her, yes, I have checked your online website and looked at all the different things that are on offer that I could take Isabel to, or somebody else could take Isabel to, and there's nothing there that she can do. E.g. swimming. The person that takes her swimming needs the special needs car to get her there. They need house to get her in the pool. It needs 2 people. Me and my husband can't do it anymore, unfortunately. It's just one of them things. She's too big. There'd be nothing more that I'd love for that little girl to shuffle her bum, even just a couple of feet, to help me get her dressed, and mobility if I get her in a pool, because she'd love it. But we can't do it. And they've got other things like art classes. She can't use her hands properly, so you're expecting her to do an art class. She can't understand you properly, so you're expecting her to follow instructions. No, none of this is going to work. And she said, right. So what does Isabel like doing? I said her favourite thing is that Isabel loves to do is she loves walks in nature. Now, that'd be my goal. I'd get somebody to come round and eventually take her out for walks, like an hour's walk, and that'd give us enough time to nip to a supermarket, and then over time maybe they could come in the house and look after her once they'd learnt all the little quirky ways and all the different things you have to do to look after her, basically. I said that's the only beneficial thing that I can think of. So I was waiting for a phone call. That was about a week ago, and I got the phone call yesterday, and they said, right, well, someone can come round on Friday and assess you. I said, does Isabel need to be there? Hoping that she'd say no, because, you know, she's been off school all week. She said no. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God for that. So that assessment is tomorrow. I'm not fully... I've not done a fingernails. I don't know what to fully expect. Now, my son is going to be in the house, so I've told my son he needs to be honest with this lady that's coming round, because this lady's going to ask him, what do you do to help with Isabel? And the only things he does to actually help with Isabel is when my mother-in-law's helping, he'll lift her up. Apart from that, I'm sad to say he doesn't help. He doesn't speak to her. He doesn't acknowledge that she exists. So he needs to be honest tomorrow, and she'll probably ask him why. I know the reason why, but I'm not going to say it on YouTube. So I'm hoping that he says the truth, because I don't want her walking away from this house tomorrow thinking, oh, she's got help. She's got a mother-in-law that can't lift her, that can't change an napper, that can't do the very basics. She's got a brother that doesn't bother with her. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen tomorrow. I want all the truth to come out. I want them to know everything. I know for a fact I'm going to end up getting upset, because I do whenever I'm talking about Isabel in the future with her. I always get upset because I'm always worried about her. I'm always worried what's going to happen to her when I'm gone, what's going to happen to her when Dad's gone. No, all them things. Let's get this activated. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see what is going to come of tomorrow's appointment, but we'll see. And keep your fingers crossed as well that this person that comes round later, this other removal company, that they're not 750 quid, because we didn't budget £750 for the move, but we both think that it'll be money well spent, because with all the hassle and stress we've already got in our lives, we need a little bit of help with moving. And it's just unfortunate that it costs so bloody much. But I'm going to end this whip of the week here, because I have finished. I was going to add glossy accents, but I've changed my mind with all the other stuff that's going on in this picture. I think that's enough. Now I will add, actually I'll just test this out now on camera. Look, I was thinking of other YouTube names for start a diamond painting channel. I'm on the fence about it, because I know not everyone likes diamond painting. I can totally understand. Where's my craft knife? Or my scissors even. There's my craft knife. Yeah, I can understand where a lot of people are coming from that don't like it, so that's fine. So I was thinking about starting it up on a second channel, but do I have enough time? I don't know. I don't know. Will there be enough people that make it worthy of doing it, subscribing and be interested? I don't know. So is this, yeah, normal way of activating it. And you should just push down. she says. I had to take my wedding ring off again, it keeps getting rashes. I've changed my fabric softener and washing powder, and I've changed my washing up liquid to do the dishes to see if that'll help, because I've been putting a deep moisturiser on it. I've even tried, I've got a cream that I use on my neck that my mum gave me, and apparently it's an anti-aging one. But it's a really thick moisturiser, so I don't know if this is going to be too thick. And I've even tried that and nothing seems to be working. I might try some of Isabel's Sudocreme later on. Oh, it's not too bad this actually. Ooh, I love finding a new paint pen. It's one of my favourite things. That is very, very nice. That is, and it was only £2.99 this. Uni paint marker, and it's oil. Is it oil based? Oil based, yeah. Well, you sometimes you get the acrylic ones, don't you? Well, I'm excited about that. But thank you so much for watching and listening to me. I don't know how long this video is. Hopefully it's not too long and it doesn't take me a million years to edit. But I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please do leave me a thumbs up. Take care of yourself, and until my next video, bye.